We'll have some Joe Satriani tickets for you later on, about an hour from now. We'll also catch up with our buddy Tom Papa, who is in town this weekend for some shows at Hilarities. Those Saturday shows are sold out, but tomorrow night and Friday, you get some tickets. He's on his family reunion tour. I was reading, I think I read correctly, he was celebrating 20 years in stand-up, but that can't be right.
It's got to be longer than that.
It's got to be longer than that.
He didn't start 2 years before me.
I know. I don't know. I clearly misread that.
Liz Mealy was 20 years. He's got to be 30 or 40.
Okay, there you go.
Probably not 40, but probably 30. I'm guessing 30.
It says, with more than 20 years as a stand-up comedian.
Well, that's probably just...
old bio material?
Yeah, just old bio.
Okay.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you say with more than 30 years?
Because somebody didn't update it. It's probably the same
they
bio.
Should.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'll ask him about it when he calls in.
Or maybe he's been doing it for 29 years.
He began in 1993. Tom Papa began stand-up comedy after I did. It is safe to say, I started in 1991. It is safe to say he has been much more successful than I've been. And I couldn't be happier for him.
He's been much more successful than me, you, and Mary combined.
Of course, he became fast friends with Jerry Seinfeld, too. They met at the Comedy Cellar, and Jerry started to take Tom out. And that was kind of... but he put out an album 20 years ago. Maybe now, 05, however long ago that was. Called Calm, Cool, and Collected. And I had it on CD, and I used to play that thing to death. It was just so funny to me. I could recite that album by rote. So anyway, he'll join us around 4:20. But Hilarities, pickwickandfrolic.com. We'll have all the details on getting Tom Papa tickets. Gwen really warmed up to Tom Papa after we had our daughter. Because a lot of his material lent itself to stuff, being a parent and all that. I remember years ago we went to go see him, and she's like, I don't get it. And I go, someday you will. And now she just thinks he's like the greatest thing. I go, yeah, because it's, if you can't relate to the material, I'm sitting there howling, and, if you can't relate to the material, that's going to make it a little tougher.
It's just because I've always listened to so much comedy that I've always been able to, like, when someone's talking about their kid, I just had an awareness that, like, yeah, I know why this is funny. Like, I remember listening to a Jeff Foxworthy album, and he's talking about kids and what they'll teach you things you didn't even know you need to know. Like, how many boxes of raisins you can fit in a cassette deck in a Jeep. Stuff like that. Like, that was funny to me. It was always funny to me.
Yeah. But it becomes funnier when you have kids. Like,
for sure.
I didn't even care about hearing my friends' stories about their kids before I had kids. Couldn't have cared less. But that's because I lack empathy, Bill.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm very aware.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, we all know who August Alsina is, correct?
Oh, yeah, we do.
He's got a new song out.
Oh.
If you don't know.
Now that's timing.
Because his name is the only one and not getting thrown around as much with people still talking about the slap. August Alsina was the guy that Jada Pinkett had what they referred to as an entanglement. Mm-hmm. And he was one of her son's friends, which I think kind of upped the creep factor for a lot of people. Because she's what, early 50s?
I think so.
And August Alsina is a considerably younger guy. Am I getting this correct, Poundcake? August Alsina is...
He's like in his 20s, or maybe early 30s.
In his 20s. He's 29 years old.
And she's 50. She'll be 51 in September.
Again, but this is nothing. I've seen this before. I've seen people date, 29-year-olds date 50-year-olds.
Well, yeah, sure. But, I mean, was he an established guy beforehand, or does everybody know him from this?
He was an opening act. He wasn't a headliner. He was an opening act.
I see.
So people knew who he had. He had a song that I knew of. When I went to go see Usher, he was the opening act.
Well, he opened Jada Pinkett Smith, and he has a new song called "Shake the World." I mean, why should this guy not be capitalizing on what everybody's talking about?
You got to, I suppose.
I guess you do. I mean, Will Smith ain't going to be making any movies anytime soon.
Maybe they could do a collaboration. Maybe Will Smith could do a feature on one of his songs. Mm-hmm. Get back into the music biz.
That's right. Welcome to my wife. Something.
I heard I was canceled. Well, let's speak on that. Red dot on my back, I became a target, and I'm flawed but flawless. That's what makes me.
I can't understand anything he's saying.
It's mumble rap. You're not.
Well,
supposed
he's
to.
not even mumbling. It's that effect. It's that phone effect. That all that high end in there. Like.
Let's speak on that. Red dot on my back, I became a target, and I'm flawed but flawless. That's what makes me August. I heard it's some that's gonna go down. You got $1 billion on the elevator. Well, of course some was gonna go down when you take.
Okay, well, I think he's going to stay an opening act.
That's not a good song.
No, it never is. Neither was "I Hit It First" by Ray J. It's literally just something to.
Get your name out there.
It's a troll song.
Yeah.
Yes, "I Hit It First." Actually, that is kind of a bop. Have you ever heard that?
Yes.
It's kind of a bop.
It's so stupid, though. I hit it first.
I hit it.
Yes, we saw. Who cares?
Well, she
By
had
the
a
way,
husband before him, though.
I was going to say, she didn't lose her virginity to you, so I don't know what you're talking
She
about.
lost her virginity to a Jackson. That's what I'm talking about. On a different wavelength.
Which one? Randy?
No, one of Jermaine's kids, I think.
Your Majesty?
It might be.
His kids all have like weird.
Randy. She went to prom.
We were talking about odd names yesterday. Jermaine Jackson named all his kids.
Your Majesty.
Yeah, right? His kids are.
Why not just a traditional nice name like Blanket?
Or Majesty. His kids are Jermaine Jr., Autumn Joy, Jamie Jermaine, Your Majesty, and Jafar.
Oh, you named him after a bad guy?
Jeremy and Jordan. Jordan Michael Jackson. Yeah, he's got a bunch of kids with a bunch of women. But Your Majesty is always the one that jumps out at me.
Jafar jumps out at us because, I mean, that's
from Aladdin.
That's from Aladdin. That's that's going straight villain.
And who was Jafar? Was that Jeremy Irons? Was that the actor who was Jafar in Aladdin?
Oh, I don't remember.
Or am I thinking of he was Scar in the Lion King?
I think he was Scar in the Lion King.
Jafar.
I don't know if it was like a...
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Jonathan Freeman was the...
Jonathan Freeman. Yeah. Okay. I don't know who that is.
This was a time... Aladdin's pretty far back, so the only celebrity in that movie doing voice acting... Well, I guess you had Gilbert Gottfried and
Robin
you had
Williams.
Robin Williams.
So August Alsina has a song out because... Listen, man, why... again, I think if people... I don't know. Maybe people are unfairly judging that guy. Because he seems to be taking a lot of slings and arrows, too. Because people were they had a parasocial relationship with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Before all this, I mean. What was known was the meme-worthiness of Will Smith's reaction to Jada going, I had a thing with a guy.
An entanglement.
I don't know why people have to come up with like these euphemisms for things. You know, like when Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin famously were getting a divorce, they said that they were having a
conscious uncoupling.
Conscious uncoupling. Just say we're getting divorced. We're getting divorced.
They gotta zhuzh it up a little bit. They're
why?
not like us out because they're not like they're celebrities.
Bill,
you can't just come out and say you're divorced. That's boring.
Listen,
you gotta
I'm sorry.
Brand it.
I'm sorry.
Brand it.
Based on what I was reading in the checkout line at Giant Eagle, celebrities are, and I quote, just like us. Thank you very much.
Lies.
They go get coffee. They go to the grocery store in sweatpants.
They're pretending to
they
do that
cross
stuff.
the street.
You ain't lying.
Unaided.
They literally get, hey, can you go get paid? I'll pay you like $1,000 to go put on sweatpants and walk so I can get some pictures.
Put on sweatpants and walk.
That's how that works. Literally, your publicist calls up, hey, there's paparazzi outside your house. Can you just go take out the trash cans real quick so I can get a couple photos? Fine.
I love the video from a few years ago of Jonah Hill on the street, and DiCaprio walks up to him like he's just a guy with a phone and he's taking photos of him. And you just see Jonah Hill tense up until he realizes it's Leonardo DiCaprio. And then have you ever seen that video?
I don't think I have.
Because they both did Wolf of Wall Street, so I think it was shortly after that. That's so funny. You just see Jonah Hill, because Jonah Hill's not the most, he doesn't seem like the most publicly friendly guy.
No, he likes his privacy.
Yeah. And DiCaprio walks up wearing like board shorts and a tam o'shanter and sunglasses, just phone straight out in front of him, walking toward Jonah Hill taking photos until he realizes it's him.
Yeah.
And that cracks me up.
It's also hilarious
because
that,
you wouldn't be able to blame any of those people for tensing up anytime they're walking around and somebody's got because now everybody has a camera. You don't have to have a Nikon around your neck anymore like back in the day, you know.
It's also crazy just seeing Leonardo DiCaprio just walking around. Like, because
he's just doing his thing.
Yeah, there's videos of him just out there doing it. You know, Poundcake's always talking about how these guys have security all the time and stuff like that. He's just out doing things.
It's fake.
He runs up to him and starts filming him. Oh, that's very funny.
It's all staged.
I don't think it's staged, and I'll tell you why. Because DiCaprio, I give that guy credit because he's never gotten shredded for a movie.
Nope.
He's walking around.
He's the most regular, like
Just
his body,
a guy.
Like it's not I mean, he's a handsome guy, but he's not standing out.
He's
Like,
always
if you
been a
see
little
him
doughy.
around- yeah, you see him walking around, he just looks like a dude.
Yeah.
When he's got the hat on and the glasses on.
Yep. But then when you want to, you tux it up.
Mm-hmm.
You suit up, and you're Leonardo DiCaprio. And I know people think he's kind of preachy with like the, climate change stuff or whatever. But again,
about wanting the Earth to exist.
Wanting the Earth to exist. Stay in your lane, actor. Whatever it is. So yeah, August Alsina, who has got the. I was watching. I don't know if you know who Michael Harriot is. He's one of my favorite writers. He writes for this website called The Root, and he's written books and he contributes to things. And he's just always got fantastic takes on the. He calls himself a white peopleologist because he's always talking about white people. But
Oh yeah, I've read this.
Michael Harriot's great. I mean, he's just always has interesting takes. And they were talking to him about the slap, and he's like, black people knew about the slap before any of this happened because it happens at dinner tables in black houses. It happens among friends. I don't think he was trying to diminish the fact that it was still effed up. But he was like, this is one of these things where white people's opinions should really have nothing to do with this. None of this should reflect on white people's opinions about black people. Because he's like, this is the open-handed slap is like a thing that's well known to black families. Now, I don't think Chris Rock knew that was coming. And I'm oversimplifying what he said. I'm paraphrasing. But it was very interesting to hear him kind of go through it. Because he's like, look, for all these people who were like, and a lot of black people said it too. They said this makes all of us look bad, Will Smith, blah, 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 like you can't keep it together. But he's like, look, were there any white people on January 6th that were like, man, this makes us look bad. This makes white people look really bad. Nobody said that. We should have. It's goddamn embarrassing. But they're like, this is an old Patrice bit. Remember the Patrice bit? He's like, white people get to be individuals. Black people can't. They got to like.
Yeah, they got to pay for the sins of others.
Of other people.
White people don't have to go through. One thing you don't have to go through, you don't have to go through being individual. There's no shit you could do to embarrass all the other white people and shit. It really ain't. You're criminals, a serial killer. Oh, white guy killed 30 people. It ain't like I'm going, your people kill people all the time. It's just, you dismiss your criminals. He's a crazy guy. I'm not. He's crazy. Niggas gotta love their criminals. You don't understand what it's like to.
He's crazy. I'm not crazy. The vast majority of serial killers are white guys. But nobody goes, oh my God, please don't be white. You know, like when you're watching television, serial killer was caught. They caught another guy, like
serial killers and
or identified a guy,
and
the I-65 killer from 40 years ago. They identified. It's always like these big fat white truckers or whatever.
I-65. He was killing people along the highway?
Something like that. Yeah, I think they just. I was reading that they just identified this guy, the I-65 killer. Yeah. Police link Harry Edward Greenwell to serial killings. Sorry. This is in the late 80s. A guy who was killing women in Indiana and Kentucky. They called him the Days Inn or the I-65 killer. Indiana State Police had been trying, because a lot of these things, they go completely unsolved. And if you watch these true crime shows, you go, Jesus, if you were a killer before DNA, it was a paradise.
Yeah.
No one was going to catch you. The guy died of cancer in 2013. But once once the DNA or the technology catches up with some of these cold cases, they go, oh, we traced it back to this guy. But back in the day, if you drag somebody into the woods and they were never going to find you.
Yeah, as long as it didn't happen, like as long as there's no eyewitness. And even then, they'd be like, you get a haircut, and they're like, I don't know if that's the guy.
Right.
I don't know if that's the guy.
Alan Cox Show After Hours line. Anytime you want to call and leave a message, you can. It's 216-986-8903.
Alan, Caleb, and Kent, listening on the podcast from, I believe, Monday. We're talking about the Pants Feet remix, which is just absolutely amazing. But just a quick show survey, or maybe put it out there. What's better, the Pants Feet or the guy that remixed John Mellencamp, Jack and Diane, that just used the Sucking on a Chili Dog? Just food for thought. Love you, bye.
Remember where the guy did Sucking on a Chili Dog, but those were all the lyrics to Jack and Diane? He just did it in his closet. His shirts are behind him. Shoes are next to him.
Sucking on a chili dog. 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 Sucking on a chili dog.
Spoiler alert, it's a lot more of that. But Pants Feet is pretty tough to beat, boy. Pants Feet is great.
Pants Feet is far and away the better song.
The great DJ Cummerbund, who put together, guy does a lot of mashups, and he took Nickelback and just did Pants Feet. I love feet, and I like pants.
I like your feet around your pants.
Feet around your pants.
I like your pants around your pants. I like your feet around your feet. I like your pants. I love pants. And I love feet.
Feet, pants, pants, feet.
I want to hear the guy from that Tom's Diner cover sing Pants Feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pants Feet is tough. And again, this is a couple years old, Pants Feet. But for some reason, it is making the rounds.
Well,
maybe because of me. I don't know. I stumbled back onto Pants Feet, and I was howling again.
It's just
as though I'd never heard it before.
It's incredible. And then I like the part when it gets to, well, I love pants and I love feet.
Yeah. I like your feet around your pants. What is that song? I like your pants. Figured You Out is the song from Nickelback. And he slows it way down.
Yeah.
Obviously.
He makes it his
own. But the song is called Figured You Out. I like your pants around your feet. And it was like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I know what he's talking about. Yeah. I like the dirt that's on your knees. Yeah, I get it, man. That's why people like Nickelback. We're talking about people giving Nickelback a hard time.
Because it's so sexy?
Yeah, because they're writing beach
so
songs. Like, yeah, I get it, man. That's what I like, too. Have a couple of drinks. Take my woman home and sing this song to her.
Give me BJ in the dirt.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I like your pants around your feet. And I like the dirt that's on your knees. And I like the way you still say please while you're looking up at me. You're like my favorite damn disease.
He's like, all right,
That's a weird line, though.
I got knees, I got please. What rhymes with knees and please? Skis? No, I don't want to insult her. Fleas? No, that would be even more insulting if I said she had fleas. How about bees? How about you're the bee's knees? No, that's too nice.
I already used knees.
Too nice. I can't reuse knees. Mm-hmm. What about wheeze? No, I don't want to have a Pauly Shore reference in this song.
I like the way you wheezed my juice.
How about disease? Yeah, man, disease. Yeah, all right, now I got chest. I got to rhyme that. What? Yup, okay, I got chest. I got best. West? No. Oh, impressed. Okay. White stains on your dress, man. Yeah.
No, yeah,
That means he's got bad aim, by the way. You can't entirely avoid that, guys.
Maybe he's a sprayer.
Uh.
He's got a wide spray.
Oh, God. It's like when they lose control of a fire hose. And it's just all over the place. You don't want that.
And then when I got a big load, I go put it in there.
All right. This is neither the time or the place. You didn't even rhyme that.
It's a haiku.
It's a what?
Haiku?
That's not what you said.
That's not what you said. Yeah, he said it's a haiku. It's a haiku. 575.
That was one of the questions on the little quiz Mary made us take.
Yeah, I got haiku right.
I was like, ooh, I remember that.
Yeah, that's right. It is one of those weird things that sticks in your brain is the structure of a haiku.
And because people have just like wiped their ass with it, like South Park. They're just making haiku insults, and it was funny.
Haiku insults, according to Poundcake. I've got to take a break. If you want to text for something, 35192 to get that to me, AlanCoxShow.com to watch, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.5